on Barry Charles Footy Show tonight. Yes, indeed. Trouble in Bankstown. Yes, the Canterbury Bulldogs player riff Galvin versus Sexton and Mahoney. What else is happening? Yes, they're at boiling point here at the Bulldogs, and couldn't their season be over? Billy Slater coaching career as Queensland could be over after this game next weekend, as he didn't bite the bullet and bring in Mahoney and Walsh as he was going to, but he pulled the plug on that. He got scared. He was going to put Mahoney in 9 and Walsh at fullback, but he got too scared. But he dropped DCE for Dearden, which was definitely expected, but they was expecting more. Futuaka, how he stayed in the team, madness. Ezra, man, did he deserve to make it? Well, I'll give my points on that shortly. Taylor May to the West Tigers, is that good and bad? Jackson Hastings back trying to save Adam O'Brien's career, or is he going to be out the door? And this, Paul Gallen gives a uppercut to Sonny Bill on the James Graham buy round. Yes, all this and more. Let's get to it right here on your favourite rugby league channel, Barry Charles Footy Show. And if you like what you're watching and get the exclusive hits right on this channel, we're hitting 200 and we're going to 1,000, baby. Let's get to it. Rugby league at its best. Yes, dear oh dear, the Bulldogs. Yes, the Bulldogs are in trouble. The Bulldogs season could be absolutely in tatters because of the signing of Galvin. Yes, how would you feel if you were Sexton? You have led this team to 9 wins and 2 losses, and then you're told at about the 56-minute mark, see you later, you're going to play hooker for the first time in your career. You've never done it before. Unbelievable. And Reed Mahoney gets dropped, and he just walks off, and it's a crybaby kicking in the shed. So, yes, absolute madness in the rugby league in terms of what's happening there. But let's put it to the sword right here. Serraldo is given one more week of reprieve before he's got to make the cut. Yes, Burton, being 18th man, has allowed Serraldo to put Galvin at 6, Sexton at 7, and Mahoney at 9. But what's going to happen when they play their next game? Absolute carnage. Someone's got to go. Is it Sexton or is it Mahoney? Who is it? You tell me. Who is it going to be? Comment below. Tell me who it's going to be. It's got to be Sexton. Has to be. You play 7. That's what you've been done there to do. Sexton is dropped. Mahoney, do I think they can drop him? Why would you? He's the best 9 at the club. I don't even know why they're getting rid of him. Bailey Hayward comes off the bench. Nothing changes. Nothing changes to the team apart from Galvin and Sexton. That is the easiest swap. That's the ball swap. We'll see how he does that, Serraldo. But at the moment, Serraldo, premiership window this season, they're one of the teams to beat. But if this continues, this chaos, it could be all downhill. And I'm going to label it now, Bulldogs won't win the premiership this year. Doesn't mean they can't, but I think when you got the likes of the Raiders, Storm, the Warriors, who are on fire, or can potentially be on fire, I don't see any other team winning this comp. You could argue Penrith if they get on the run, but I just don't even see them doing it either. So where does the land with the Bulldogs? They need to sort out this infighting. Galvin, to me, I think he's done well with the transition, but it's the Mahoney and Sexton issue that they've got to figure out, because none of these two are leaving. They were stupid to leave now. Why would you leave the top of the comp? You're not going to go to the Storm. You're not going to go to the Warriors. You're not going to go to the Raiders. None of those teams want you. You're only going to go to teams probably outside the top 8. You wouldn't leave a club when you've got a chance of winning a premiership this year. You just don't do it. And Mahoney will still be the number 9 in my opinion. I think Sexton is the one that's going to get dropped. And Sexton's got to stay there. Why? Because Galvin can get injured. Galvin gets injured, you're straight back in there and you're a chance of winning the comp. Why would you pull out on that? I don't care if you don't play the rest of the season. You give yourself that opportunity. If something happens, you're there to be a part of the squad. I think that's what's going to happen there. But I think it could curtail their season. Or if Galvin does it, what a master stroke it is if they do somehow win this comp, but Serrato's got to be kidding himself if he doesn't think there's going to be some disharmony right now in the coaching sheets. Well, getting to another coach at the other side of the spectrum under big pressure for Queensland is Billy Slater. Yes, he did make the hard call to drop DCE, but did he go hard enough? The only other person he replaced was Kurt Capewell for Biofirma. That would be the last person I would have thought he would be replacing. I'm not surprised Kurt Capewell's in the team for what he would do for the team. He's one of those Queenslanders, no doubt about it. But what about up front? Are you kidding me? Fotuaker is your best prop outside of Tino. You are kidding yourself. He's a good player at club level, but when it comes to state level, he just doesn't rise to the top. And this is what Billy is not understanding. X and O's, they mean shite in Origin. Absolutely. X and O's. That's what he is looking at. Billy Slater is X and O's. She said club level X and O's is brilliant because that's what wins you comps. But when you come to the best of the best, it's who is going to lift up and rise to the next occasion. And Billy has lost the plot on selection in those situations. Ponga in the past has done it. But has he gone past his use by date? Does he need to change clubs? I think there's something up, and he's just losing whatever concentration upstairs because he has not been himself this season. Reece Walsh come back excitingly. You pick Reece Walsh. You just got to. 9, well, Kurtman surely's got to start at 9. I'm sure that's what's going to happen. And Harry Grant comes on for the last 60 minutes. If they do that again, the history. Billy Slater's gone. I'm putting this now. If they lose, Billy Slater is out of Queensland after this series. Some people say he'll get another thing, but really, you could argue though that we're sort of getting into this conversation of a dynasty for New South Wales because they got Cleary. Yes, potentially, but there is someone I'm going to talk about, and well, let's just get to it right here, right now. Ezra Mann, Sam Walker, boom. If Queensland lose Origin 2, do you put these two in? That is what I'm saying. I know Sam Walker's on an ACL, so I say this highly unlikely they'll pick Sam Walker. But if they lose game 2, it's got to be Dearden and Ezra Mann, Cameron Munster. You're gone, because and that would be the second Queensland captain to be dropped after a game. Well, it is what it is. The change of the guard might be here. Munster's been a good player, but he hasn't been able to do what the other Queensland players did. Is it a case of they don't have the same kettle? You can absolutely argue that. They don't have the same kettle of players around them to win all those wins in a row. But that's the question mark is going to go. And the talk about Ezra Mann, I'm sick of it. Let's just get straight to it. It's absolute Ezra Mann. The talk about him around this Origin, being selected in Origin, he's done his crime. Okay, I absolutely understand that he has been absolute. The courts did jack for him. He should have been jailed, whatever you want to call it. He didn't get that. Allegedly, let's say it's allegedly. Then you look at NRL went soft. Could have given him the whole season. They didn't. Okay, so it's not his fault in terms of what they had given him, the NRL. He's back. He's playing well. He deserves a spot on the team. In my opinion, doesn't mean what he did was right. If he learns from it, great. If he doesn't learn from it, then, well, he'll be shown the book for sure, surely. But yes, for Queensland not to pick an Arrow, Corey Horsburgh or Josh Papali'i to play the game, in my opinion, is weak. He's gone for X's and O's, but sometimes you need that little bit of mongrel, that little bit of X factor, that little bit of grunt that gets under the skin of the other team, and that's why I thought Mahoney would have been perfect for this situation. First 20 minutes, just get barking into this New South Wales team and put them off their game. That's what they need to do. Get the Clearys, put the pressure on some of these players. Mitchell Moses, they've been temperamental before. You put the pressure on them. That is what Mahoney would have done. That's why I'm stunned he wasn't selected. When you haven't got Ben Hunt, he was the key catalyst that could have changed this series. Instead, I'm expecting them to be a 30-0 something smashing this game for New South Wales. I'm very disappointed in the Queensland selections. They have absolutely done it wrong. They got it wrong in game 1. when you looked at the forward pack. And just getting back to the Ezra Mam rubbish. So you're telling me that Spencer Lenu should still be punished for what he said to Monkey Ezra Mam? You're saying that Cam Munster, Reece Walsh, I'm going to say allegedly, with these Valentine Holmes, all done cocaine. They'll say they don't, but it's clearly they have by the photos, and they continue to get away with it at the NRL, as I've continued to say for a long time. The NRL is soft when it comes to this sort of thing in this day and age. But yes, Mam's done the crime, and I think it's time for him to potentially go into Origin 3 if Queensland, as expected, gets smashed. Or can Billy Slater pull a rabbit out of the hat and get it done? Well, let's move on to Taylor May. There's big stuff happening with them at the Mighty Tigers on a train and trial deal. Is it good or bad for the club? Well, talent-wise is there, but do they need a winger? No. Do they need a centre? Yes. So the only way Taylor May is going to play is a centre, because Skelton and Taruva are killing it. Add him to the centre spot. I think he's a winger in my opinion. Does Skelton able to get a centre? Well, Taylor May's played centre before, so I guess he'll go there. But as we know, all the Mays are rat bags off the field. It's common knowledge. Absolutely common knowledge. That's why Terrell May was gone. He didn't fit the culture of the Roosters. I understand these different types of people, and Mays are different types of people. They're from the gang. They're not from gangs, but I mean, they're from the rough areas. They're a little bit out the gate, just like Luai and the likes, Spencer Lenu, Crichton. Some of those are more suppressed, but when you see the YouTube videos of these people, they're just the same as Taylor and May. I mean, and the likes in the Terrell May, but the Terrell May and Animal outwardly with it, where the other ones aren't as much doing what they're doing. They're controlling themselves a little bit better, but they are all from the same cloth. Crichton as well. So interesting just seeing how that all works out with Taylor May going there. But Tigers are gone, and they nearly could get the wooden spoon again. I don't think they will, but this season has absolutely gone downhill, and it's going downhill in a hurry. And do I think he's the answer to make the top 8? No. If they could get someone out of nowhere to play 6, then maybe, but it looks like it's not going to happen to the Tigers. It's still another season of no finals football for you, unfortunately, after a good start. And another team that started the season looked like they were going to be finals bound is Animo Brien. Yes, whinging of his fans. He is gone. See you later, Rugby League. Your last season as coach, in my opinion. You cannot disrespect your fans and expect to be around much longer. I think when the season's done, they will be shaking hands. See you later. Move on. And that's my opinion on that one. And Jackson Hastings coming back in is just too little, too late. And he's another player who will be out to the wilderness. It'll be interesting to see if he ends up in the Super League. Do I see any NRL teams signing him up? Don't think so. Maybe PNG in the future, maybe. But whether a Super League club will take him, I'm not sure. And to finish off, yes, Paul Gallen puts the fisticuffs in, boom, saying Sonny Bill was weak, got a dog. Didn't say those words, but he's basically saying that Sonny Bill continued to not fight Gallen because he knew he was going to get knocked the beep out. And now that Gallen has retired for a couple of years, and now he's saying, come on, let's fight, mate. In my opinion, Paul Gallen's just going to knock Sonny Bill out. Just in my opinion, I just think that's going to happen. Unless the game's rigged and Sonny Bill just keeps winning. Because it seems to what happens. Sonny Bill just keeps winning. You just don't know with boxing these days. A lot of it is all fixated. There's always a guaranteed winner sometimes. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing in this day and age in the boxing ring. But we will see. He was just basically saying he didn't want to fight. He's only wanted to fight now. Anyway, that's Barry Charles Footy Show for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like the video and subscribe and share it with all your mates. And I'll be back with another video very, very shortly.